Welcome to another episode of the Austin Pod. My name is Anthony. I'm the ATX drinker. I review bars and cocktails in Austin, Texas. And this is Rachel from 512 Bites and Rachel Lately. We do a podcast every week. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to our channel. Give us a follow on Spotify, and we're also on iTunes. Today, we're going to be doing a fun little episode, mostly a recap because it was another crazy week. And we're going to talk about some different Austin, Texas things. But Rachel had a really big thing that happened this weekend. So,
first of all, it was cold this morning.
Yes.
Can you believe it?
This last week has been amazing.
I'm all for it. Usually the cold weather comes like Halloween, but it didn't this year. And it was like 80 degrees in November the other day. And I was like, God damn it. So I was super stoked to wake up to like freezing weather. So now I got my beanie on.
Yeah, I just went to Seismic, which I don't think we talked about on the last podcast, but even if we did
we?
I don't think I talked about the weather. And the last 2 or 3 Seismics were actually super cold.
Yes, they really put it on a great weekend this
It was
year.
the perfect weekend for weather. So I remember it got cooler at night. It was like 65, but with dancing around, you felt great.
I remember last year it was like cold rain and muddy everywhere. And we were just dancing in the mud and miserable. Yeah, it was the worst. But this past weekend was my birthday weekend. And I've said this before, but my birthday is always around Thanksgiving, and it's always like shitty, cold, rainy, gross weather. So this year it was sunny and nice and actually got to do some things outside. So that was amazing. Let's see. I went to a new place for my pre-birthday dinner, Oko.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
I've heard about it, yeah.
It replaced Ossing Den, which I'm still like, why?
I want to know all about this because I felt the same thing. And it's like, from the outside, it doesn't look very different.
Yeah.
How was it inside?
It was very beautiful. But so was Ossing Den, you know? Similar vibes, like dim lit, intimate, but it's Filipino food now.
Okay.
And the back room was also a dining area. I don't think they do those dance parties on Thursday nights anymore. Cool. Unless I'm wrong, let me know. But the food was amazing. Okay. I was blown away. It's from the same people who created Eastside King.
Oh.
So Eastside King has been around for over a decade. They're amazing on South Lamar if you've never been. I think their food truck is...
It's at the place across from Little Drinks on East Cesar Chavez, I think.
Oh,
Unless they moved again, but they were over there.
Okay. I thought they were at Liberty Bar.
Oh, they left there a while ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Liberty Bar is on their 4th new bar, and I love Liberty Bar, but they can't figure out the food part of it.
Oh, okay. Maybe people just don't know that there's a truck back there.
I think that could be because they just had a pizza truck that was really good. It was like a cheaper version of Via 313.
Oh, what was it called?
Let me look that up because we used to get it because it was right where I lived. And it's kind of like East Via 313 is right down the street there. Yeah. So they were kind of next to each other.
Maybe the competition was too much.
Maybe. Let me see where, because, they did move. They are now, I think they're where the other Cosmic Saltillo is now.
Oh, okay.
I got to double check on this.
Well, yeah. They also created a new restaurant. This Oko people, they made Top Row. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's a restaurant downtown. I think it's like hand rolls.
Okay.
I haven't been yet, but same people that made Oko, so I'm going to assume the food is probably going to be good. So it's on my list.
Okay, so people know, you try Eastside King. It is at Cosmic Saltillo, the south location, and then the other one where you said South Lamar.
Oh, it's at the Pickle Road location?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
I didn't know they were there, so they must have moved over there.
I didn't know that either, and I love Eastside King, so that's closer to me now. Good to know. And then, Oko was great. It was Filipino food, and I noticed the clientele coming in, and it was actually Filipino people.
Really?
So that's how you know that
it's legit.
Yeah, and the chef was Filipino. He was talking about his dishes. Really put a lot of love and care into those. A very thoughtful menu. So very good. Pricey, but good. I would recommend going with friends and sharing some things.
Cocktails?
Yeah, I had a fancy margarita. It was good, but I hate when I get a glass and it's half full. And there's also an ice cube in it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
then I'm assuming that like it's just this tiny little bit of
I know,
actual drink.
which I know it's not, but it is a funny thing because I even posted like a funny story once about that, and a bartender was like, "I hope people don't really feel this way because we put a full shot in there and all this stuff." And I'm like, "I know, it's just people want to make sure they get their money's worth."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously I'm not like a mixologist or whatever, so what do I know? But $20 for a margarita. I was like, oh, okay. But that was great. And then we literally walked a block or two down the street to Milonga Room, which we've brought up on the podcast here, the speakeasy behind Buenos Aires on East 6th Street. We didn't have a reservation. We just like tried our luck and they had room. So
I continue to say that's one of the most underrated speakeasies in Austin. Everybody knows Here Nor There. They know Midnight Cowboy. They know some of these other spots, but Milonga Room continues to be one that impresses me.
Yeah.
And you can almost walk in on like a Friday, Saturday. Not always. I will warn you just in case, but
sure.
most of the time you can.
I wonder if people just like don't care as much about it because it's definitely like a back room that they turned into a speakeasy, which normally I would side-eye something like that, but I think it's really cute and kitschy and eclectic decor, but the drinks are actually like fire.
They're really good.
Yeah.
And you can order empanadas if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah. So you can food at a speakeasy.
Yeah.
Like, that's my ideal.
Also, I will throw
speakeasy.
this out. I had a realization. This is for my content creators out there. I'm noticing that obviously when I post a bar, it can do well depending if it's a new place or a speakeasy. But I've noticed if they do have some food, it really helps the video, especially if it's something flashy to show off.
Oh, okay.
There's something about that, like this is a brand new bar in East Austin, but they have this pizza spot in the back, and you should add that into the video.
Interesting.
I'm starting to like look at my videos, and I'm seeing a difference in how they perform when there's actually food added to that bar.
Okay.
Because I just went to the place that has multiple names, Teddy's. Did you hear about this, by the way?
The bar and restaurant that opened in 1 week.
And it's a complete coincidence.
That's crazy.
2 places recently opened in Austin, Texas called Teddy's.
A Southern Fare restaurant.
Yep.
And just a normal cocktail bar.
A normal cocktail bar.
Oh, wow.
And I was like looking it up, and I almost accidentally went to the restaurant.
Oh. Everything like is intertwined. The new Southern Teddy's restaurant replaced Spread & Co.
Okay.
Which was a lunch spot, which I took my mom to last week, and they moved to Manor, which is right by the Teddy's cocktail bar. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm getting confused.
I mean, that truly blows my mind. What are the chances that they almost opened at the same exact time and did not discuss it, just 2 places called Teddy's?
Yeah, you would think that like the industry behind the scenes, like they're sharing what's being released or upcoming, concepts coming
And you
to
would
Austin
hear,
soon. Yeah. I wonder why they both wanted Teddy's. Like,
So somebody I talked to online said that it was too late, like it was already signed off on their DBA doing business as or whatever. And they're like, well, now there's no turning around. So they did find out, but I do want to say this isn't a negative thing. This is probably going to get them more press because now you have people talking about it.
true.
And maybe people weren't going to bring you up. So now you have people like us.
And now if you're or people who are Googling one Teddy's, they're going to find out about the other.
True.
So
Great point. Now you get like double press.
yeah. The Teddy's restaurant, it's Southern food apparently, and they are by the same people that made Bill's Oyster, which is a downtown
I'm a fan of.
spot. It's super cute, but damn, very tiny.
Yes. But I love the aesthetic.
Yeah,
I
very
think
pretty.
the food was great personally, and they make good cocktails. Like I was satisfied. I've gone there 3 times already.
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
a returning customer.
You a martini guy?
Yeah.
That's like what they're known for at Bill's Oyster. That's what I found out.
Kelsey's favorite drink recently is a dirty martini,
Nice.
and one of her favorite foods is a oyster.
Oh, okay.
Oysters. It's actually, we have a funny story that she also overindulges with drinking as well. But one of her birthdays, we went out. She had like 22 oysters, and then ended up throwing up everywhere.
No. Where was it?
Oh, it was in Philadelphia. We had a trip to Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
like, are you going to out some restaurant right now?
No, and it was a good restaurant. It's like one of the high end ones.
So it was just from drinking.
Drinking, and I think she had like an ice cream sandwich because it was her birthday.
Oh, poor
Yeah,
thing.
and we were driving when we were leaving. We had to pull over for her to like throw up.
Which birthday was this?
Oh man, this was like this was like 7 or 8 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Hopefully no more throwing up on the birthday.
But I mean, it's funny because she's like, "Can we go get oysters?" Every once in a while, she still wants to get them.
They're good.
Yeah.
Do you remember the last time you threw up from alcohol?
Oh, I never have. That's my fun fact.
Never?
So my fun fact is I haven't thrown up since the 9th grade.
What?
I know.
And what was it in the 9th grade?
Taco Bell.
That's my fun fact. I've never been to Taco Bell
No way.
in my life.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
So I have like this thing where I view them as separate foods, even though it's like fake Mexican.
Yeah.
But like it's Americanized Mexican
Right,
versus like
right.
authentic. And I love it so much. Like I went there after not being there in like 3 years recently.
Okay.
I was like, it's so good.
The Crunchwrap Supreme, is that what it's
Yes.
called? That looks good.
It's really good.
But that wasn't around in the 90s, I
No.
believe. So for people that don't know, I grew up in San Antonio. My mom is Mexican. My whole side of that family is Mexican. So I'm getting tacos galore, like at home. And San Antonio, there's a taco shop on every street. So I never felt compelled or the need to go to Taco Bell.
Exactly.
And people were like, what was your late night drunk food eventually? And I'm like, that was Whataburger because it was right by campus at UT. And now I could try it, but I feel like it's part of my lore now
Yeah,
that I've
exactly.
never been to a Taco Bell.
Well, it's funny because I thought about posting a TikTok once of that where it's like the title says 140 taco places in Austin. And then that just shows me opening up a bag of Taco Bell.
Oh my
Which
gosh.
people do. It's like,
That would probably go viral. Other places I've never been, Waffle House.
same. I've never been to Waffle House and everybody tells me I need to go.
So that one I actually do want to go
Yeah.
to because I love waffles. I have waffles every morning like a child, but they're so good. And I've never been to a Denny's, but maybe that's common as well.
Yeah, I've been to Denny's when I was younger and it was still a
Okay.
thing, like in the
Okay.
90s or whatever.
There's a Denny's in Central Austin, driving by in order to get to MLK Street. And I don't know anyone that is there ever.
Ever. Even what's the one right next to Rainey Street? Is that Denny's?
IHOP.
IHOP.
I made a joke once that IHOP at the end of Rainy Street will be there until the end of time. Just like cockroaches never die, that IHOP will be there when all the skyscrapers go up. There'll just be that little IHOP.
Because somebody
by
said they
Rainey.
think it's like money laundering because, I mean, why else would they not build a new high rise there?
I've heard that it actually will eventually be torn down
Okay.
and something's going up, but that I wouldn't put it past them. They are the most strict about parking I've ever seen.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And nobody ever parks there, which is even funnier.
Well, if you're new to Austin,
Well, yeah, you might make that mistake.
they do because my boyfriend lives at the Camden and he has a view of that parking lot.
Oh, he's still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If we ever move in together, we will not be living on the Rainy Street.
That's why you can say that on the podcast because you're not going to be there.
Yeah, I'm not moving there, y'all. Which tangent, but all those jokes I would say about like never date a guy that lives on Rainy Street.
Rachel.
I know, literally. And then I fell for a guy who lives on Rainy, but he's not a Rainy bro.
No, he's not.
He's not. Like, him.
Yeah.
He's the sweetest angel. And when I met him and I found out he lived on Rainy, it was like a record scratch. I was like, what?
So what's his opinion of Rainy Street? I know we're jumping around a lot, and I still want to say something about Teddy's.
Oh, I know.
But I want to,
He-
what does he say?
He doesn't even go out on Rainy anymore. He hates the change as well. Like, he misses all the houses being converted into bars. Our friend group just goes to the east side, and he likes that it's like close to the east side. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, he just deals with the construction, says it's annoying, but he doesn't plan to like be there forever. So
Okay.
it's a nice apartment complex.
I've heard great things, and they are soundproof, so you can't hear anything
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah, so he hears no construction. I know the Quincy on Rainy.
Okay.
People who first moved to Austin, I guess they have great marketing, like live on Rainy Street, live downtown, and they go there a lot first, I've noticed. But then after a year, they are like, this sucks. And I think the new water line building is blocking their view of the river. So they
damn.
move out after a year.
Oh, I'm going to write down something because I want to talk about it, but we're jumping around too much, so I'm not going to bring it up right now, but I'm going to write it down. But it's funny because when I was going to move to I wanted to be near the downtown area, I was looking at the place that's all the way on the end.
Ooh. That one with all the frat bros?
And it's condos, but you can rent the condos because people who own them will rent them out.
Not Sky House.
Maybe. And maybe it's not Sky House.
I
It's
hope
the one
not.
all the way
That's
in
the
end.
one I make fun of that has the Rainey Bros.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know. I like that one. You got the trail right there, and then the views of the lake, which are insane.
True, yeah.
But
It might have been.
my question that I have for you, and I'm going to save this other one for later, is do you stay at his place all the time, or does he come to your place all the time? And how often do you stay together? Because I'm so intrigued by that. Like when I meet somebody, I get so into them that I'm like, I end up spending all the time with them.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know you like your independence, but I'm so intrigued. Like, how often do you sleep over together, and then where do you usually stay?
Oh gosh, I hope he doesn't listen to this episode. But I don't go to his place anymore.
Wow.
But that's not because he's on Rainey, because if I go to his place, I'm able to get free parking at the
Okay.
Camden, so that's not an issue. It's just that my apartment is girlified
Yeah, I get that.
and cozy, and I have like art and plants and
he's
decor.
he's a guy.
He's a guy,
Okay.
which no shade about that. Like at least he has like, a bed frame and a couch and a nice TV. But I just like being surrounded by my things. And when I have to go to his place, I have to bring my makeup bag and my skincare. And my girlies know the struggle. But yeah.
And how many nights a week? Is it usually like every night a week, or is it just a couple?
Tuesdays are my solo day.
Okay.
Like I don't see anybody. I just like to be alone. And
And you're with me today? So
Oh,
that
I
makes
know.
me feel special.
Today a Tuesday? Oh God.
I
yeah.
actually for a second I was like, is it Wednesday or Monday?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we spend every night together. But Tuesdays is my night to just like, just,
That's cool that you have that
anything.
as your thing. That makes sense.
Yeah. Again, if we move in together, I don't know how that would work. I'm an only child for people that don't know. And so I'm just used to being alone and entertaining myself. And the thought of moving in together, it's scary, but I know that like one day it's probably going to happen.
Well, I will say this, honestly, as somebody who's getting older, I was in a 8-year relationship before Kelsey, and we were very connected. Like it was bad. We were one of those people that would do everything. Like, you want to go to the store? Let's go together.
Oh, wow.
It was one of those things. But it was very unhealthy because of that, in my opinion. And the older I get, the more I realize like stuff like that is super healthy to like have your alone time.
Yeah.
It makes you also miss them at times.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And trust is a big part of it. Like in my 2020 relationship, there was no trust. So I didn't like it when he would go hang out with his friends without me. But this guy I trust him like completely. And so sometimes Friday nights, I want to go home early and he wants to stay out with the friend group. And I'm like, you do your thing. I'm going home to sleep. And then he'll sleep at his own place because I don't want to wake up. I'm a
Yeah.
light sleeper. So yeah, even sometimes weekend nights, if he has a late night, we don't spend it together.
Cool.
So it's like the healthiest relationship I've ever been in. But I'm sure he would love it if I went to his place more, which I guess I should.
Well, I tell you what, man, I know that sometimes when we get older, we're like, see other people in relationships and all this stuff, and we're like, when am I going to be in that big relationship? But I think as you get older, you get smarter and you know what's best for you, and it's like almost better to meet somebody at a later time. And I'm not married, and I say that even about me and Kelsey. I'm like, holding off getting married isn't a bad thing. Like now it's going to guarantee we're going to last. Not always, but you take a chance when you get married a year in or 2 years in.
Yeah.
Even now, sometimes it works, and that's amazing. But you see a lot of times where it doesn't work.
I know.
know?
Do you ever want to get married?
I think so. So both of us were like, don't care. Like even her. I was like, do you want to go ring shopping just in case? So I know.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I guess. And like, she's super chill about it. I don't know. We just have our beliefs about like, there's no reason to get that crazy with it. And I don't know. It's a long story. I can get into it.
Isn't that also an East Coast like normal mindset that like y'all just get married later?
It could be actually.
I know
'Cause
it's a thing in
even
New York.
My stepdad and my mom, they waited 10 years. So it could be.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But
'Cause-
like, that's my reason is like, they waited 10 years and then got divorced.
Oh right.
So I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, here in the South, it's more common. Like, I had friends get married at 22,
Wow.
and back then it was just like normal to me. But now that I'm older, I'm like, damn, y'all were kids.
Yeah. So I think maybe that's it. It's like I want to make sure what's the rush? I'm making more money the older I get, so we can have an even better wedding. It's all these little factors. But if she was really important to me and she was like, this is important to me that we do get married soon, then I would be open to that. But she's also like, I really don't care. I'm like, okay. So
Do you want to tell people how you were approached by that TV show.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. So there's this one girl that we know. She also does content, but she's a, what's it called, where you like cast people?
Yeah, casting agent.
Casting agent. So there's a big show on Netflix.
We've spoken about it on here before.
It's called The Ultimatum, I
The
think.
Ultimatum. And
they do it a lot of it's like based out of Austin, I think, or they'll do dates in Austin or something. Anyway, she was like, we're doing season 2 or season 3, and we're looking for people. And I was just talking to her because we're like friends online, and I said, I'm tempted to go on it. And I started thinking, because we're 9 years in, not married. But she said, I am specifically looking for people that are like struggling with that. Like the one partner wants to get married, but the other partner is conflicted.
Yeah, they need that drama for the show.
And it crossed my mind. I was like, do we lie?
I know.
Because think about how you could blow up. Like some of these people are famous forever.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say famous because I don't care about being famous. I care more about like I could turn that into a money-making business.
You could.
Which would be cool.
For some, I feel like they wanted that.
Yes.
And then it led to nowhere. Like they gained maybe 200K followers overnight, sure, but now the show has been ended for 5 years and they weren't on any other shows. So
that's why it's like 10% of people get lucky enough to get on the show, of the people that probably go to the casting things. And then of that 10%, like another 1% are lucky enough to get onto a second show. You know, you have to really like get lucky enough to do multiple things or you won't stay famous forever. It might give you like a short spurt. Speaking of which, though, I forgot to tell you this story, but, 20-somethings.
Yeah.
We were at Seismic, me and my friends, and I love 20-somethings also just because it's a Netflix show in Austin, Texas. And my brother came here, and we rewatched it with him because I wanted to show him, and it shows like places.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, let's all take a photo together. It was me, Kelsey, my friend, and his girlfriend. And he grabbed this random girl. And she's taking the photo, and it's Abby from 20-somethings.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's funny because, like, I love the show, so I knew who she was. My friend's girlfriend knew who she was. Kelsey and him didn't know who she was.
Oh.
And then I did what people do to me, and it's awkward. Like, people come up, oh, my God, you're the ATX drinker? Can I take a picture with you? Like, all this stuff. And I was like, I was doing that thing. I ran over. I didn't ask for a picture, but I was like, oh, I love your show. You're like one of my favorite characters on the show and all this stuff. She was like, okay. Didn't know who I was.
Oh.
But I was like, do you know Rachel from 502 Bites?
No, you didn't.
I did.
What? She was like, I don't know who that is.
She said she did know, but I don't know if she was lying either.
Didn't know or did know?
She did know.
Really?
Yeah. But I was like, we do a podcast together. Because I also didn't want to be awkward and be like, I have a really big Instagram page in Austin, Texas, because sometimes people say that and then they have 5,000 followers.
Interesting.
And I don't want to be that, like, I don't think it's cool or anything. I just, I'm a normal person.
Right. Maybe.
But that, to me, it like felt more relatable to tell her.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. I mean, I know Kiki, like
Yes.
him and I have hung out before and he's so sweet. So the only reason she maybe have seen me is if he sent her a food and thing of mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just know that, like, if you're on Instagram, it's rare to not know both of us. Like, because we just pop up a lot.
Know.
You never know. But that's why I say if you're off Instagram or you don't go on a lot, for sure, you might not know who we are. But if you are in the food scene like them, they're also like Austin people now, like Kiki and her.
Yeah. She like moved away for a bit and now she's back. So that's interesting.
Yeah, it was cool to see her at Seismic. And then she was walking by and took a picture. She was so sweet. She was like, of course.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
What were you going to say about Teddy's?
Oh, man. That's why I say, I swear we can have an episode where we just talk the way we do.
We're just shooting the shit today, y'all. Hope you're in for it because we haven't even gotten to the best part yet.
Exactly. And we were talking about that. Like before we started this podcast, you and me could just talk so easily, we knew. And I think we met for a meeting one time.
Yeah. We were talking for like an hour and I'm like, this should be an episode.
Let's save this. Let's stop talking. That's the only downfall. I'm going to say the Teddy's thing. I'm doing that thing again. But that's the only downfall. Now that we started the podcast together, sometimes I feel like we almost can't be friends.
Oh, I know.
Because it's like we can't go out and just talk or we got to save it for the podcast.
Literally. We can't go out and do the same things because then we'll be back here and be like, I saw you this weekend. That's true.
But anyway, so about Teddy's, they don't serve food.
Okay.
And I don't think it's going to bother them. I think it'll bother other bars. But for them, it works because that area is blowing up. It's across from Esty.
Yeah.
And then there's a place right next door that has like a burger.
Bar Toti.
Yeah. And then down the road, there's like other places across the street is the...
Haymaker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Schoolhouse Pub is there.
Oh, I love that place.
They have food.
People sleep on that place.
Yep.
And then what's above it?
Well, you know what's up.
Techo?
Is it El Techo? I think it is.
I thought you were.
Because I used to call it El Teco.
Oh.
And that was wrong.
Techo,
It's Techo.
not Tesho.
No, I think I said Teco. I think I said Teco. But so that place I highly recommend it's almost like a speakeasy because it's hidden on the rooftop, but it's not a speakeasy.
You know, they could have been, but then they put that big ass sign that was
Yes.
like, "We're here," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yep. It's one of my most recommended like tequila bars.
Mm-hmm.
You can get tequila cocktails, mezcal, super cute place above Schoolhouse Pub.
Yeah, I love Schoolhouse Pub because it's literally like a classroom.
Yeah.
And they used to have this fish and chip deal for their happy hour. It was $5, and you get like fish and chips, and it tasted really good. And I was like, "This is a steal." I don't know if they do the same deal anymore. I'll look into that, but love that place.
I wanted to ask you though, and that was my other thing about the Teddy's. How's Este?
It's good.
Okay.
It's not somewhere that like is high on my, if I'm going to be spending a lot of money, that I would want to go there because it's very like small plates, big price.
Okay. So fancy dinner.
Yeah, like people tell me they casually spend like $500 there on a lunch, and I'm like, absolutely not.
So that was my reason with Teddy's. Teddy's feels like a place you go, let's have a couple cocktails before dinner, and then you go there. Or after dinner, let's have some cocktails on a date. And it was pretty busy most of the time. So I was impressed.
Okay. I still need to go there.
Loved every cocktail.
I plan to go to Teddy's the restaurant soon. I'm going to check that out because I know Bill's Oyster was great. So I assume Teddy's is going to be like on par with the quality. So I'm excited for that, and I'll let y'all know about that. Moving on. So on my birthday this past Saturday, we did Game On, which is a game show. I've told y'all it's great if you want like a big corporate outing or just a big friend thing to do for a celebration. It was so much fun. We did like the X-rated version. So it was a lot of like sexual, like fill in the words or like a price. What's that? Is it Price is Right? No. The one where you
Family
guess.
Feud.
We did that.
Yes.
It's part of that, but it's also guess the phrase.
Okay. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, it was a great time. My team won, as
Was it
we
mostly
should.
couples?
No, only like 3 couples. Rest of my friends are all single. It was like 20 of us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Decent amount of people.
Yeah. It was a good time. And it's like in North Austin, but I think it's worth it. And then we went at dinner for my birthday dinner, went to Victory Grill on East 11th, which have we talked about this? That East 11th Street showed up on some article that was like most poppin' streets in the U.S.
What?
Yeah. I'm not kidding. My boyfriend showed me the
There's
article.
only a couple places over there.
I know. It's because Nickel City,
Okay.
Paperboy, Victory Grill, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why. I think somebody must have paid
Had to be.
For that part, because I'm like, why would East 11th be on this list?
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I get if somebody said like East Austin, because even East 6, like.
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, that I believe. That place it's crazy now. If you ever are walking around at midnight on a Friday or Saturday on East 6, it's insane. You can't even there's lines around the block to get into Latchkey and Lucky Duck.
Yeah, I wish I could remember. It might have been USA Today, but it made no sense.
Wow.
Anyway,
Well,
but Victory Grill.
You know I love Nickel City, so.
So I went there after Victory Grill, but if y'all haven't been to Victory Grill, the food is so good and the vibes are just immaculate in there. Everyone's so nice, and they have a saxophone player come in on weekends.
Oh, cool.
And plays like soft jazz like in front of everyone, and
Oh my God.
it's just a vibe. And the drinks are on point. They currently have a holiday. Their speakeasy in the back, or whatever you want to call it, hidden cocktail bar, has been like holiday-fied, and they have holiday cocktails back there. I don't think we mentioned it on our Christmas episode. So.
I saw your video, and I was really impressed with the cocktails that were coming out.
The s'mores one, s'mores old fashioned one, I think you would like.
Okay.
It came with a little s'mores on it.
Oh, cool. I thought I saw one like in a light bulb or
Oh yeah, an ornament.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one, my friend loved that one. Yeah, very good drinks, cute for pics, and they have like music on the weekends, so good vibes.
And it's hard to find a lot of places that play hip hop, and I know they do hip hop a lot in the back.
Yes.
And me, like, I'm originally a Jersey boy. And I freaking love hip hop. Like, so.
Yeah, I can't stress enough how good the music is there. Like, we were like, oh, I love this song, you know, and dancing. It was a great time. Then we did go to Nickel City afterwards. I thought of you because I was just like, we're in Anthony's place.
Was it crazy?
It was packed, but nothing too crazy.
Okay.
They didn't have the Christmas bar up yet.
I know. I'm surprised, actually.
It's up today officially. I'm pissed. Because after my birthday, I like to go to a Christmas bar, and I was like, damn, but I'll have to go soon. And then Sunday,
The big day.
I went to the Glen Powell Look-Alike contest. I honestly wasn't sure if I was going to go, but it was such a pretty day. And I'm like, why not go to the park where there happens to be a Glen Powell contest?
I know. I was going to text you and be like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to make it. But I woke up at like 12:30 because I went to the Pauly D show at Concourse the night before.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We haven't even. Do you want to talk about?
Oh, I mean, we could throw that in there. I mean, really quick, because the Glen Powell thing is such a highlight. But the night before, I mean, no, let's talk about Glen Powell, then I'll talk about my Saturday. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you that, like,
I was looking for you at the contest.
I would have told you if I was coming. But yeah, I ended up waking up at 12:30 because we were out. I think we went to bed at 4.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I get my 8 hours.
Oh, okay, fair. Yeah, one of the girlies putting it on, DM'd me and was like, "We'd love for you to like give the prize to the winner." But then when I showed up, like, it was just pandemonium. And I even like introduced myself to one of the girls hosting it, and she didn't seem to like, know
that was supposed to be happening.
Yeah, or have time, because I get it though. It was chaos. Like the news was there, multiple news outlets were there. Glen Powell's mom was there. She was the judge. Like what? That's so cool.
I'm almost. That is insane. I cannot believe she was there.
I know.
Did I see a video of them like pulling him up, or was it just a video of him?
Glen Powell?
I saw like a TV with his face on it.
Yeah, so they had a giant TV there. I'm like, damn, y'all like really prepared for this. And they had a microphone and a megaphone. And so they had a TV there, and we didn't know what it was for. But then literally like Glen Powell sent in a video.
Cool.
He was abroad filming some movie, but he said in the video, he was like, "I'm so sorry that I can't be there. Y'all are in my favorite city in the world, and I just love things like this, so this is awesome. I just want to say, like, congrats to whoever wins, and whoever does win, you are going to have a cameo in my new movie."
Oh, cool.
And everyone was like, what? Like we thought they were just getting like $100 and a cowboy hat, and here Glen Powell is sending in a video saying like, "No, you're going to be in my movie."
That's so cool.
I was shocked. I was like, damn, they really like put in effort to this. Kudos to those girls. I forget their names, but anyway, yeah, I think there was like 15 people that like signed up to do it. And the men who signed up, if you want to sign up, you have to put your phone number. And if you're single and looking, you put a check mark by your phone number.
So people can like.
So I went with 3 girlfriends of mine and my boyfriend, and he told me, because I was too busy like filming, but he told me he looked out at the crowd and it was like 98% women, like women in their 20s. And I'm just like, I mean, that makes sense. But a lot more people showed up than I thought. I think you were the first to post about it.
I was going to say that, like, I kind of am the starting point of it happening.
I think so.
Which they just like threw it at me, but I thought it was such a fun idea. I was like, sure, I'll post this to my page.
Yeah. I found about it through you. Then they DM'd me and asked me to post on my story, which I did. And then all the news outlets started posting about it.
I know some people thought I was doing it.
Dude, I thought about it.
Or you probably thought that, yeah.
Well, I was like, damn, me and Anthony like missed opportunity.
Yes.
Like we could have done something like that.
But it was cool. I did see like you got to put out the content for it, and it looks like it's crushed.
Bro, I knew that video would perform well, and I was front row. I didn't mean to be. I just happened to like sit down right in front of where like they had this little podium thing.
I honestly thought even half the guys didn't even look like him, like at all.
I didn't even show, like, there were about 4 men I didn't put in the video.
Because it was not even close.
Yeah, like, I'm like, who, what?
Even one of them got top 5. I'm not going to say who it is. And I was like, I don't even think you should be in there. But then there was the other ones that, like, were below that. And I was like, oh, that looks like him.
Yeah, there was a guy who he didn't, I think if he came in a cowboy hat and dressed in a white shirt and jeans and buckle, maybe it would have helped. But he just showed up in a navy blue shirt. But his face, I was like, oh, I see it.
Yeah.
And on TikTok, everyone was like, that guy got robbed.
Yep.
I think he was number 9 on his tag.
Know who it is.
Yeah. And then I had so many DMs like, this person went to my high school. And even people were like, I went to high school with Glen Powell and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, damn, locals. Again, Austin, we've said this before, is like smallest big city ever. Like everyone is 1 degree separation from each other. Like,
yeah, there was a lot of the people that had the glasses on, and I thought that really helped to make the look.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I thought that a good 5 of them maybe like killed it. I was like, I see it.
Yep.
But walking up to the thing, I was like, no one's gonna look like him. Like this is gonna be mid-white dudes.
That's how I
central.
Thought. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Even when I walked up with my boyfriend, the girl was like, "Are you signing up?" And he looks nothing like Glen Powell. He's a cutie, but not like Glen Powell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you're just looking for white guys to sign up.
I know. I wonder if they had that little bit of nervousness of like, well, what if only like 3 guys sign up?
Yeah,
but no, it was a good turnout.
Maybe. But then, yeah, they showed up. It was really fun and silly and wholesome, and I just love shit like this. I wish there were more events like this. Obviously, what got it started was the Timothée Chalamet thing in New York City, so kudos to them for starting it. And I love that it's just like making the rounds through all the major cities in the U.S. Maybe we should do a Matthew McConaughey one.
I know. There's ways to do more because remember they did like a Kyle meetup in Buda or something like that. In Kyle, Texas.
Yeah.
So it was like Kyle meetup in Kyle, Texas. So there's like these fun events that we could put on.
Yeah, I wonder what all those guys who show up talk about.
Yeah, right? You're like, okay, well, now we're here.
And do they introduce each other? Because you all know each other's name.
Yeah, what's your name?
Sorry, I forgot your name. That's so funny. So the guy who won, he was wearing a Top Gun outfit, which was very clever of him. He stood out among all the cowboy Glen Powells.
Yeah.
And the crowd loved him. They cheered the loudest for him, and the mom chose him. So congrats to that guy.
That's so cool.
I think he like created a new Instagram just because he's getting like a lot of like news reaching out right now and girls reaching out. So kudos to that guy.
Good
I think
for
his
you,
name's
man.
Maxwell. So yeah, it was so much fun. We need more things like that.
Yeah,
in
seriously.
Austin. It was a great time and a beautiful day. Oh yeah. Also random. For my birthday gift this year, my boyfriend got me a helicopter ride.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Did you already do it or?
Yeah, I did it Sunday morning right before Glen Powell.
Oh, amazing.
So my sweet boyfriend, he was like, hey, I have a surprise for you Sunday morning. It's at like noon. And I'm like, is it going to run over into the Glen Powell contest? Because I need to go to that. And he's like, well, I can see if they can move it up. And I'm like, please do. And so we went at like 11 a.m. And
oh, cool.
The ride was only like 20 minutes,
okay.
But it took us all around downtown Austin. And I've never seen the city I felt like a drone.
How was it?
It was so cool. I looked it up. It's, this would be a great gift for the holidays coming up, something unique, a helicopter ride. It's a Austin helicopter tours. They do San Antonio as well.
Okay.
But it's $150 for about a 15 to 20 minute flight around the city. And we saw Zilker from above, and it looks so small.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Which, have you ever done a helicopter ride?
No.
It's kind of scary.
I was going to say, like, how are you feeling?
So I did one in 2018 in Hawaii, and I had no nerves, fear. It was fine. Because you're like, these are professionals.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. But then when that thing happened with Kobe Bryant in 2020,
oh yeah,
that shook me.
Yeah, if he can die, anybody can die.
Exactly. I'm like, this is one of like the most biggest celebrities in the world, and something went wrong with his case. And so that was on my mind while I was getting in the helicopter. But I was like, no. Like the chances of that are very slim to none. And it was a great time. Like,
amazing.
I felt very safe. The guy has been doing it for over 20 years and very professional. And I think it's worth it. I think it's a really unique, fun gift idea too. So
I'm like tempted to do it now.
yeah, do it. Do it for the content.
I do get like this weird thing. The older I got, the more I got fearful of flying and doing helicopters and stuff. Because I'm one of those people who are like, the chances are 0.1% or whatever. And I'll be that 1%. That's the way my brain works.
I know. I cannot watch movies or TV shows where like a plane crashes.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that could happen. Like I saw one, I think it was on the news. It wasn't even a movie. It was like in Brazil, a plane going down. Yep. I was like,
there was one. The guy was like live streaming.
Oh God.
And then it just like turns to smoke and it crashed. And I'm so bad. I was like researching one time on TikTok and it was like showing the history's worst plane crashes and it would like talk about how it happened and all this stuff. And I went down a rabbit hole. And it always happens like when you have a flight the next week.
Oh my God. Stop. I cannot learn about shit like that. I know I'm like not selling people on this, but I swear it was so fun. And seeing the city from above like that, I was like, this is sick as hell.
I know a lot of people complain about, you know, how the city looks with all the tall buildings now, but I think it actually aesthetically does make it look better.
Aesthetically, it does look good.
You know, it may not be the old Austin that we know, but it does look better with the buildings.
Yeah, highly recommend. I found out they don't do it on Saturdays though, if it's a game day.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know, I guess the UT stadium, they're like, maybe sometimes they have flyovers that day.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, they do.
I don't know.
Well, I know before kickoff they had all those like jet planes go over top, which is really cool.
Yeah, they're like, you can't do it on Saturdays. So
wow.
Anyway, big fan. As a Sagittarius, our love language is like doing things. Like that's what we want as gifts. Like take us to a concert, to a comedy show, do something. We don't need like a physical gift sometimes. So he like nailed it with that for me. So yeah, it was a great birthday weekend. You had a big weekend too.
Yeah, I mean, mine's just like a quick recap, but a couple thoughts that I had. I mean, one, I went to Still Austin. They did a really cool thing to shake up the whiskey world. You can fill up any bottle of whiskey that's from Kentucky, which that's where most of the great bourbon is from. And if you're not familiar, because I'm sure these aren't whiskey people listening, but whiskey is everything. And then underneath that umbrella, it can be called different names. So if it's from Scotch, or from Scotland, it's called Scotch. If it's from America, it's called bourbon. If it's from Ireland, it's called Irish whiskey. But some people be like, I don't like whiskey, I like bourbon. I'm like, well, bourbon is whiskey. So that's why everything's called whiskey. So all the good bourbon supposedly comes from Kentucky. And people used to think that Texas whiskey sucks. And to be fair, it kind of did at one point because it's so hot here that when you put it in barrels, it ages too fast and it becomes too dark and too spicy and like certain notes that people don't like. Well, over time, they got more knowledgeable in places like Still Austin, figured out how to like age it in a slower process. One of the ways is like adding water as it's aging. And nowadays, like there's some whiskeys out there that are even better than some of the whiskey that comes out of Kentucky. So Still Austin just wanted to do this really fun little event where if you bring any bottle of Kentucky whiskey, you were able to fill it up for $1 with Still Austin whiskey. And it was good Still Austin whiskey too.
How much money did they make from that?
I mean, it was only 500 people, so $500. It was $1 each.
So it's literally just for like
branding.
Yeah.
And it was genius because so many people posted about it.
Very smart.
The only thing they like found out last minute though is they couldn't fill them at the distillery because they're not allowed to do that. Fill somebody else's bottle legally.
Oh. So
they had to give everybody a bottle to bring home with a funnel and then fill it up at home. But it was still fun. You got to put stickers on the bottles that all say it's Still Austin. Bring a bottle of Still Austin home. They just couldn't technically fill it at the distillery.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very smart.
In addition, Kentucky was playing UT that day.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh shit. The big game is this Saturday.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry. Yeah.
Are you going to, you're trying to go, right?
Well, I wanted to, but then my boyfriend graduated from A&M.
Okay.
And I graduated from UT. So we are natural born enemies. But the game is at A&M, and he made me realize that, like, do you really want to go into enemy territory? I'm like, yeah. Because here I'm surrounded by my people and UT fans. So I gave up. Tickets were, one girl quoted me $800 for like the nosebleeds.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I was like, excuse me?
That's why I'm going back to Houston to go see my favorite DJ MK for $25.
Wow, that's a good deal.
I know. I was actually shocked by that.
And you saw Pauly D.
Yeah, so funny enough, this is the life of the ATX drinker. Okay, so people really don't know how much I drink. So if you might only have me for another 5 more years on this podcast because I don't know how long I'm going to live. So anyway, normal Saturday for me is I went to this event at like 10, 11 a.m. around that time.
The whiskey one?
Yep. Had whiskey pours, cocktails. I was with my buddy, so we wanted to shoot some whiskey content. He also runs a group called the Austin Whiskey Society, which is really cool. They'll do like 40-person meetups where people will bring special bottles and they all get to share it with each other, which is a great way of like getting to try stuff you never got to try before.
Aww.
And then he's also brought in like brands. So if you're a whiskey enthusiast, it's really a cool page to check out. But they brought in like big brands like Angel's Envy, and then their reps will come and just teach everybody about it. And it's all free. It's just a way for like whiskey enthusiasts to meet up. Okay. So anyway, we've been like shooting content together. So after that, we went to Stephen F. Hotel downtown. They have like a terrace that overlooks Congress.
Okay.
You can even see the Capitol. It's right next to the Paramount. And we had cigars and whiskey there. That was really fun. So had 2 pours of whiskey there. Following that, we shot content at Saturn.
Oh, yeah.
Which the night before, I was up till 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
So I did it the night before too. Like this is...
Oh, you went to Saturn twice in a row?
Twice in a row because I forgot my keys there.
Oh.
So I had to go back. But the night before, yeah, I drank from like 5 to 3 a.m.
Oh, my God.
So then I woke up till 10. Then we went to 2 bars. And then my girlfriend texted me, seeing me having like the fun the night before, the fun that day, and was like, any chance you still want to keep it going? And I was like, I was already drunk at that time. And I was just like,
once you're already drunk and out.
Oh, I was like, let's do it. And then I got home and she took 2 hours to do her makeup. But I was like, now I'm not drunk anymore. Oh. I'm like, now you just want to get a pizza and watch a movie?
That's
but no.
funny.
So
like,
then,
let's run it back.
Yeah. So then after that, we ended up going to Egos, which I know I've said this on other podcasts, but in case this is the first time you're listening, like one of the best karaoke bars, very Austin-y. It's a weird place to be because everybody there. Like one dude showed up in a onesie to do karaoke. Like that's a normal Saturday night. Following that, we went to the Broken Spoke.
Oh, yeah. Was it packed?
It was packed, but it's a blast. First off, I get what some people say, like, it feels like a lot of tourists nowadays. Oh. But the reason why I say that is, like, some of the people there are super good looking. Like, and this is the 2 recent times I went, I was noticing this. So it feels like a lot of people from, like, I don't want to say California because not everybody from California is just technically good looking. But you could just tell it just felt like different people than you normally see. Yeah, it was like all guys and girls, like just super handsome and good looking women.
Like in their 20s?
Like in their 20s. It was just a good crowd, like very beautiful people.
Oh, weird.
I know. I was like surprised by that. So I guess there is a different crowd than like your old school.
Yeah.
You know.
I thought it was like an old school place.
Yeah. But you still get that. But the vibes were immaculate. Everybody was dancing. The band was absolutely killing it. And I honestly feel like you forget about those places because, you know, you might not go there for like 3 months. And then you might go to all these new especially as the ATX drinker, like I have to promote a new bar. I have to go try out this place. I'm constantly having to go to different places. And I go back there and I go, oh, this is like what Austin's supposed to feel like.
Yeah, I love those places.
Yeah, when we were talking about Continental Club on one of the other episodes, and that's another one of those places, you know. So like if you came here for Austin and the vibes, like places like that, Sagebrush, Continental Club, you know, I highly recommend jumping back and going to one of those spots.
Oh, yeah.
And then the finish, I'm originally from Jersey. Like when I was in high school in Jersey, we watched the Jersey Shore. And I think it's hilarious because they're characters. Like they're completely different people.
Yeah.
And funny enough, like Pauly D's a sweetheart. Like when you watch the show,
really nice.
He's one of the good people. Like who didn't have issues.
Yeah.
He's just wild, but it's
the
fun.
one time he got angry on an episode, I was like,
yeah, everybody was like, what?
Yeah. Like if he's angry, then you effed up.
Yes. And we saw he's playing at the concourse. And I'm like, Kelsey, you got to work. She had to work Sunday at 8 a.m.
Oh.
And she's like, I'll go because now she has drinks in her. And I'm like, all right, I guess we're going. So got to go to that. And surprisingly, huge crowd. It felt like Vegas vibes because it was like a lot of like club music rather than like house.
Oh, okay. That's his specialty.
Yeah. But he was like doing a good job because he was playing a lot of songs that were sing-alongs.
Oh, nice.
So it like really brought the crowd into it.
I like that.
And it was an absolute blast until 2 a.m. And I even saw like other people in Austin posted their stories saying like, well done, Pauly D, because that was amazing.
Damn. I thought about going there because he played my birthday night. I was looking for any like concerts in Austin
That would have been
night.
hilarious if I saw you there.
I know, right? I thought about it, but I just assumed it would be like the Club Vegas music. So maybe next time.
Yeah. Yeah, but overall, amazing day.
And you missed the Glen Powell Look-Alike contest.
I know. I mean, maybe you wouldn't have made it if you were at Pauly D,
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's probably good.
True. Yeah. What a good weekend.
I know. What are we at? Because I feel like that was like enough to talk about everything.
We're at about like 45 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to briefly bring up some Austin holiday gift ideas?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Like, what's your thoughts? Because obviously a big thing is some places will do specials. Like, I think Electric Shuffle is doing something where if you spend $80, they'll give you a $20 gift card and things like that.
Okay.
So I think that's a good thing to keep an eye out on. But what comes to mind for you?
So definitely like if your friend or girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, parent, whatever, I would like definitely recommend whatever their favorite place in Austin is and like get a gift card with like pair it with some merch. Like my cousin's favorite coffee shop is Merit, so I plan to get a Merit mug and then a gift card and do that little thing. And then for guys, like what's their favorite brewery? Or like in your case, like, you're a Still Austin guy. So someone maybe who didn't, like obviously Kelsey knows you deeper than that. But, maybe a friend would like, oh, he lives Still Austin. So something like that with a gift card and a bottle, or like Zilker beer. That's my other friend's favorite brewery. So I would get him a gift card and they have merch, like the socks with that like design on it or a mug. So I know like gift cards can be boring, but when you pair it with like local merch in Austin, then I think it makes it more like thoughtful.
100% agree.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because nobody, especially if you're a drinker like me, is ever going to be upset at getting alcohol.
Yeah.
So like I like what you said, like getting a shirt from Still Austin is great. If I can recommend for most people like whiskey or want it for the bar cart, they Still Austin, don't just buy the regular bottle. I think they have a really good cask strength, which is pretty much like the higher proof, but it comes with more flavor. So they have a cask strength rye and a regular bourbon. Those are both great. Or you can get their Blue Corn, which is a special release that's also at like Specs, Total Wine. You're going to find it at places like that. Also, there's a new Specs that just opened right near downtown, right off of North Lamar.
Oh, okay.
So right when you cross the bridge, it's right there, like kind of off of downtown. Great spot for the people that are near there. And you could buy a T-shirt. What else? There was one other. Oh, I was going to say it's also a good opportunity, especially for the people in Austin, to get like UT clothing for the games and then the soccer team.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was just talking to somebody and they were like, those jerseys are pretty dope.
They are pretty dope.
Yeah.
I should get one. I only go to a game like maybe once a year, so I wouldn't get a lot of wear out of it, but they are cool looking.
Yeah, I mean, you could wear it at like a watch party or, if you go out for one of the games at a bar too.
Another example, like my friends are big readers, so I got her like a gift card to, I think it's called First Light Books. It's like a little local coffee shop in Hyde Park, but also a bookstore. So like a gift card and a book she's been wanting, something cute like that. They have like tote bags, so I got her like to put it in the tote bag. And I also like to give gifts to my parents and family who are in San Antonio, gifts that'll make them come to Austin. So my dad's a big like barbecue guy, so I got him Terry Black's gift card, but like paired it with like their famous barbecue sauce or whatever.
That's amazing.
And he had to come up here and go to Terry Black's with me.
Oh, that's cool.
That panned out. You could also be funny and get them some like Chili's on 45th and Lamar merch. Those are online actually. And then if you're like me and like you want like an experience instead of just like something physical, then I would look into like what concerts are coming up at the Moody Center.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Theater at Bass Concert Hall. There's go-karts, I think at Coda, right? Mm-hmm. I've done it before, actually.
Even like if you're in your 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s, it's still fun for everybody.
Yeah. I'm not good at it, but it is fun. And then, like I said, the helicopter ride I did, that was such a great gift. I was not expecting it, and it's unique and something they'll probably like never do again.
Yeah.
And then there's some actual like stores that have really great Austin focused gifts. If you're looking like souvenirs or ornaments or clothing, it's there's one on Burnett called A-Town. Little knickknacks there. I love that place. There's also the Austin Gift Company off South Lamar, kind of near the Target in that Ben White and South Lamar area. They have everything there, like games and decor and just a lot of Texas lore merch, if you will. So yeah, those are just some ideas. What would be on like your actual list if like Kelsey was like, I need you to give me a Christmas list? What would be on it?
I mean, things like you said, our concerts are big. I'm never gonna complain about a new pair of boots like Tecovas or something like that.
Oh yeah.
That'll be cool. I am a big gift card person. I want to be able to pick it out, especially for my men out there. They're a little expensive, but there's a place called Stag, and it's on South Congress. Super nice men's clothing store. So something like that. Like if she gave me like a gift card to that, or even bought me clothing because she knows my style, that'd be really cool.
What do you give her, or what did you get her last year?
Oh, great question. I'm trying to think what I got her. I think I bought her a bunch of just like random items. Like she got Birkenstock. She really wanted Birkenstock sandals.
Oh, nice.
And then experiences are a big thing. So we might have got like tickets and stuff like that.
Love that.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those influencers that can share a bunch of gift guides because I'm always like, it's always a bunch of random crap on Amazon that I'm like, nobody needs this.
Yeah.
But there is like two things that I think I've gotten that I use all the time and I think they're actually worth it. And one is an Ember mug. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's the coffee mug that is rechargeable that keeps your coffee hot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It actually works. And I've had it since 2020. I use it every single day. So no one can really gift me a mug anymore because I won't use it.
Yeah.
I just use my Ember mug every single day. Keeps my coffee hot. And then I would say my candle warmer, because for anyone that loves candles, you don't want to like light it because then it uses it up and then it's gone and you're sad. And candles are expensive these days.
Yeah.
So a candle warmer will just like warm the wax from above and it stays intact. But it smells amazing. It makes your whole house smell amazing.
I love that.
So those are two gifts that I know like you've probably seen on gift guides that you're like, nobody wants that. But they actually work and I love mine. So those are non-Austin focused gifts, but I think they're worth it.
Do you go down to San Antonio for Christmas or you just stay here?
I'll be going to San Antonio, yeah. I literally go down to San Antonio maybe like 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah.
And my family wishes I came down more, so I can't like, I have no excuse. It's an hour away, so I will be going down there.
I'm flying back to Jersey.
For Thanksgiving?
For Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's like the one time I've gone this year.
Oh.
Or no, the second time. I went very early. I went in like February.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What happened in February?
I think it was actually fantasy football. I'm still in my stepdad's fantasy football part. I've been in it for like 15 years.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Wow.
And it's funny because like I'm not even that involved anymore just because I'm so busy doing stuff here. But that's like they take it seriously. So
damn.
Yeah.
Do y'all have a punishment for whoever loses?
Actually no, but it's really weird because the winner gets this big trophy cup.
Okay.
And they pass it around the room and everybody's allowed to pour alcohol in it. So they'll do like a couple beers, so that fills up most of it. But then somebody will be like, here's some vodka. Somebody will throw a pretzel in there. It gets kind of gross. And I don't like it. That's why we like purposely won't try to win.
So the winner has to drink it?
And then they have to chug it. And like 50% of the time they end up throwing up.
Are you joking?
No. And you have to realize like these are like 55-year-old men. So they grew up on like the frat houses, like when it was bad back in the day. And I'm like the new generation where I'm like, too much.
Yeah,
you know?
you're like, I don't consent to this. This crosses my boundaries.
Yeah. I did win one year too.
And you had to chug it?
But yeah, people were like, know who I was. This was before I was the ATX drinker. And then they were just like, don't worry, we got you. And like people were passing around solo cups and like helping me. But there's like 5 guys in the group that are like, you better fucking man up, bro.
Are you kidding me? Oh, Jail?
Yeah.
No way. That should go to the loser.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
That makes no sense to me.
And then nothing with the loser, which is hilarious. But what's funny enough, I'm in a league with my friends in Austin.
Okay.
And they had some really good ideas, but a lot of them I was like, I can't do this.
Like, what was it?
So like one of them was like, you have to work in a bar bathroom in Austin for tips. Either like handing out paper towels, giving them cologne until you make like $50. And I was like, guys, I can't do that. Like if somebody catches me, they're going to take a picture of me or something. It's going to be so silly.
But you would easily get that $50.
Sure,
they'd
I'm
be
like, what's up?
They'd be like, shit, the ATX drinker's in trouble. Like, here you go, man. Here's $20.
My problem is I would tell everybody, I'm like, here's what I'm doing. I'm just, please tip me.
So, random. But my friend just told me their punishment for their fantasy league. It's hilarious. The loser has to go to dinner with a human life-size pillow, like with a face and everything, and sit and have a full meal at a restaurant.
See, that's another thing I could not do.
I mean,
if I was just a regular, I could do
It's-
it. But like being seen in public all the time, it would be so much harder for me compared to the rest of the group.
Yeah. I mean, you'll get roasted. But once it's over, you could just say, like, it was my punishment, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it might go viral. I could just be like,
There you go. My friend said that's the punishment, and you cannot tell the waiters or wait staff that you lost at a bet or the fantasy league. So my friend, she's pretty sure she's going to lose, and she's like, what are some restaurants I can go to where there's nobody there because I have to do this? And I'm like, that's crazy.
That's wild.
I want to do it next year. I'm finally like getting in the know about football because my boyfriend is a Dallas Cowboys fan, which, yes, I know, bad. But I'm learning about football a lot this year, and I feel like I'm ready next year to finally join a fantasy team. So
it is really fun because what fantasy does is it just allows you to watch every game. So if you have a player on that team, instead of you just being like, another game is on, this is boring, I don't care about this team, you can now be like, oh, that's my guy. And you watch him and see if he catches it or, you know.
Right. I think that would make it more fun for me. Anyway. Well, this was a fun episode, just shooting the shit. Hopefully y'all like this type of episode. I think that does it for us, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we have some ideas for the future. We thought about interviewing some people. So we'll take your recommendations in the comments. Let us know who you think would be really fun to interview in Austin.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, or just have them on the podcast.
Yeah. This is episode 20 for us. So usually a season of episodes is 25 episodes.
Okay.
So we're almost done with season 1. But yeah, anyone y'all would like to see on the podcast, let us know in the comments.
Yep.
You can find the Austin Pod on TikTok and Instagram, YouTube, also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So that's it.
Yep. We will see you in another week.
Yes.
And I'm going to drink again.
That's his plan. We'll see y'all next time.
See you next time.
Y'all.
Bye.